I am honestly really scared. I just found out what my dad's job is, and it's crazy. Before I start this video, guys, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now with those notifications on. Smash the like button. Let's go for like 750 likes on this video. And if you haven't already, go and follow me on Instagram at Duckiesmh. Stick around to the very end of the video, because I need your help. Leave me a comment what you would do if you were in my situation. Let's get on with it. Firstly, I've just realized, if you are watching this and it's not the month of December, then the Merry Christmas sign, my hat, this is going to be so weird. Just thought I'd get that off my chest. Okay, so there's a few things you need to know before, you understand this. My dad is really smart. And I've known he is really smart for many and many years. I mean, the whole of my life, I knew he was a very intelligent person. And I literally found out what my dad did as a job like 2 months ago. I know I'm a little bit delayed in making this story, but I was trying to get through everything else. So I definitely 100% knew this because my dad would tell me this. He went to university at one of the top universities in my country, which is, you guys will probably know where it is. It's Cambridge University. It's really high up. It's literally like the number 1 or 2 university in the whole of England. It's crazy. You have to be like a genius to go there. So my dad went there, and I knew this because he told me, and he told me that he studied psychology, which isn't typically what you do when you go to this university. You normally study something like biology, the sciences, and I guess psychology is kind of science. So again, I knew he was smart, but I didn't know what his job was. I knew he did something to do with psychology, but not this intense. I mean, what I'm going to tell you is crazy. It's going to blow your mind as much as it did blow my mind. And it didn't even blow my mind. I'm scared. I'm honestly scared for my dad. So being a psychologist that I knew he was, I knew that he, spoke to a lot of people. I knew that he, engaged with just a lot of random people. And I knew that he was really good at giving advice to people that need help, that need mental help. And, I don't know if you've noticed these days, but everyone seems to need mental help. I mean, you've got depression dropping out of the sky. It's literally raining depression. Hallelujah. And I would literally always ask my dad exactly what he did because he would really briefly tell me what he did. I mean, for example, one day we were all sat around a dinner table, and this was around when Brexit was happening, if you remember that. I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe last year. It was when Brexit was happening. We all sat around the dinner table and we're talking about, what we should vote for, who's the most voted for, and all that stuff. So, and then I asked him, I said, yo, Dad, what do you do for a job? And I know it's really random. And I asked him because he was talking about the people he works with, which I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to do. Is it like patient confidentiality and stuff like that? I'm not sure. But he's talking about there, and he's talking about, how he asks his patients exactly what they're going to vote for and why, and it's all to do with, like, a psychology thing. And then I was like, Dad, what do you actually do? Like, who do you talk to? Who are you the psychologist for? And he would always just say he was a psychologist, and he couldn't tell me anything else. So I kind of understood that he had to be confidential about a lot of things, but, I'm his son, and I've been his son for a long time. Surely at some point he can tell me. And he also tells me, when I was younger, that I was too young to understand what he did. And I mean, he didn't really say that this time, but I'm pretty sure it was to do with it. And the way I actually ended up finding out what he did was awful. And another thing is, my dad would get rushed to places, on weekends. He was on call. He was like an on-call psychologist, which I didn't even know was a thing. So anyway, onto the story of how I actually found out what he did and why I'm so scared. So one day, it's a normal Saturday, and everyone sat around the breakfast table, and then I realized that my dad is in his work uniform, which is weird. And also, when my dad goes to work, he, is in full suit, full tie. He looks dope, honestly. He could have passed for like a 007 agent. He looks dope, literally. He looks insane. So anyway, he's in his really nice, expensive suit, and he's going to work on a Saturday, which is really weird, and it's just putting more thoughts into my head, like, Dad, what do you do for a job? So anyway, he tells us all at the breakfast table, like, I'm off to work, guys. I won't be back until, 5 o'clock tonight. When we get back, we'll have a movie night and all this stuff, and which is cool. And I would even ask my mum. I would ask my mum. I would ask my older brother, what does my dad do? And none of them would tell me, and I don't even know if they knew. I still, to this day, don't know if they know what he does. I say this, I mean, obviously my mum probably knows because they're, like, married and everything, or were married, I should say. But she, again, just wouldn't tell me. So on this particular Saturday, I was meant to be going around my nan's house. Me and my nan have, like, this amazing connection. We were genuinely, like, the best friends. Which sounds really weird, because she is literally, like, 68 years older than me. But she is really nice. She's awesome. I love my nan. I don't know. Hashtag Nan Squad in the comment section. Who loves their nan?
I'm gonna get my Aprilla out and do burnouts on your front lawn, and then I'm gonna chuck mud bombs at your nan's windows, you silly b****.
Big up to Nancy. So anyway, I know I was going around my nan's, and this nan is my dad's mum. So obviously she is going to know what he does because, I mean, it's his mum. My mum literally knows everything about, I mean, she knows more than probably I know about myself. That's just mums. I mean, I bet your mum probably knows more about you than you know about you. It's crazy. They have this like weird mental connection, you know? So anyway, I know I'm going around my nan's, and you know, I've never spoken to my nan about my dad before. Like his job, anything he does, I've never spoken to her about it. So anyway, I'm going around my nan's at like midday, probably like lunchtime, because she makes the best triangle ham sandwiches. She makes the ham sandwiches, cuts them into triangles, puts cheese in. They're dope. They're honestly amazing. It's just like a nan thing. Triangle sandwiches is such a nan thing. So I'm going there for lunch anyway, and I'm the only one out of my family going because my nan obviously loves me more than everyone else. That was a joke, but I was the only one going. So I get to my nan's house, and you know, we're having a great time. We're watching TV, which is really weird. Again, we're watching, you know, different sort of shows. Honestly, it's great. And then I have my lunch, and then we get talking about random stuff. This makes it sound weird. It's my nan. I don't know. I feel like I'm meant to have this like weird relationship with your nan. You know, when you just feel bad for them because they're old. But with me and my nan, she's hip. I mean, she's cool, man.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
She wears like these trainers. Her nickname, I actually have a nickname for my nan. It's Grainers because she wears trainers, but they're like granny trainers, so they're cool. So anyway, me and her get talking, and then I say, you know, I explain what happened this morning. I explain what happened to my dad, why he went to work, you know, what he does, you know, as in like the whole suit and stuff, and I know he does psychology. And then I ask my nan, I say, Nan, what does my dad actually do? Because I don't know. My nan starts off with giving me a bit of a speech and says, you don't really want to know, you don't want to know, and says like, you know, you're a bit too young. And I was 19 at this point, so I mean, if I'm too young for this now, like, what is going on? And I was kind of getting worried. Honestly, I was getting a bit worried about my dad because it felt so weird that no one tells you what your dad's job is. It's crazy. So after giving me this huge rant, my nan finally, you know, I argue against her, and she finally decides that she is going to tell me what my dad does. Which is great because I really wanted to know. At this point, I was just like intrigued as hell. So she full on is going for like a full on, you know, speech recovery session here. I mean, she sits me down on a settee. She looks me in the eyes. She even got me tissues. She got me tissues, which I don't even understand. I wasn't going to cry after finding out what he did. So she grabs me these tissues, she sits me down on a chair, and then she looks me in the eyes and she says, your dad is a psychologist for the criminally insane and the mentally unstable. I needed those tissues. No, but for real, I was freaked out. I looked at her. I probably looked horrified. I probably looked like I seen a ghost. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. Literally insane. Basically, if you don't know what it is, my dad is a psychologist for the criminally insane. So criminals basically. Criminals that, you know, destroy people's lives, destroy houses, rob people. Everything that considers you a criminal. And not just like normal criminals, but like nonces, for example. He's a psychologist for those. He tries to bring them back to a normal person, which is insane because that means my dad talks to some of the most evil people in England. And she even went on to say, you know, and your dad is literally one of the best in the whole of the country. And then the mentally unstable is just like crazy people, literal crazy people that could just click and just do it's insane things. I mean, they're insanely unstable. But yeah, and it scared me. It really did scare me. So yeah, my nan blurred out everything, and I completely understood why people hadn't been telling me, and to this day I'm still scared. I don't know if I should tell my mum. I'm probably pretty sure that my nan has already told someone that I know, but I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels kind of creepy, and I just feel like my dad could easily be swayed to being insane. I don't know. This thing goes through my head, but I don't know. I haven't done anything yet. What should I do? Leave me a comment down below. This is the end of the video, so tell me what I should do in the comment section. Should I tell my dad that I know? Should I ask him about it? I really don't know. Maybe I can make a part 2, but thanks everyone for watching. Peace out.